Hello folks, my name is John Follis and I'm with Austin here in my apartment, and we will be it'll be me doing this, but I'll be taking apart my computer. It's actually running. I'm not going to be doing much with it, but I'll probably show you just a glimpse of what's inside of it. It's on, but you can do this yourself. Even though it's on, you just got to be very careful and not touch the inside of it, which I'm able to do. So, but it's only if you're really going to work on it you'd want to turn it off. So, so here we go. This is a Dell Vostro 420. It's a desktop. I think it is capable of Windows 7 64, but I've got Windows 32-bit on there. But I'm not going to go into much detail about it. But here in the front, you could see the jacks on the front. This is a headphone and microphone jack, and it's got 4 memory card slots. There's 4 USB ports on the front and 4 on the back. And you can even take the front off. You can take, if you're looking at the back of the case, you can actually take, there's a side with thumb screws where you would look at, where you actually go in there to change the parts or whatever. And on the left side is the wall on the other side of the motherboard, which you would need a screwdriver to take that off. That's useful for dusting or whatever if you actually had to replace the motherboard. And these here are slots. There's got these, but don't mind that. There's a program on my computer called Steve's Talking Clock, and it multiple clocks, so you can all that. So don't mind those. If you hear weird sounds, don't worry about it. But anyway, so these buttons here, the video may be too close. These buttons here, if you press one of them, pops open the CD drive, and you can take them out. It has a little slot. You can actually put another couple CD drives in here, so I can have a total of 3. Alright, so let me put the iPhone on the chair, and we will turn the case around and actually look at the back of it. So here we go. Be careful here because there's a cord. On the bottom you got the rubber feet. Okay. I've got a bunch of peripherals and all that stuff. Okay, so here we are. This is the back of the case right here. And you have all your connectors, your ports, and everything like that. On top of here, there's a circular position right here. That's the fan to the power supply. It's a 350-watt power supply. And then here is the outtake fan. There's actually a total of 3 fans in this computer. Fan number 1 is the CPU. It's a small fan, and that's basically designed for the CPU. The second one, number 2, is where you feel blowing from here. The outtake fan, basically the CPU, the fan on that will cool the CPU and then sends it into the outtake fan. The outtake fan is basically blows all the heat out of here. And then you've got the CPU, the power supply fan, which it's basically its own accord, if you will. It's its own thing. And then you have these thumb screws. There's a total of 6 USB ports on the back. So this thing has 10 USB ports. I'm taking one of the thumb screws off. Hold on. Let's get this other one here. There we go. Right there, just the little thumb screw. Let me move this chair out of the way real quick here.
Capitalize.
No, don't worry about voiceover. That's voiceover. And then you see this tab right here is where you grab it and you would pull off. And then you got the case right here. There you go. There's the inside of the computer. There's a lot of heat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, these two things are kind of hot. So you don't want to touch. And see, you can see the CPU fan. It's spinning. And then kind of right there is the outtake fan. And then you see the power supply. And then in the back, of course, there's a bunch of wires in the way. In the back, you see the 4 RAM sticks, and there's the CPU of the motherboard. Now in the front here, there's a metal. I'm touching some metal here to get away from the static electricity. In the front, I don't know if I can point the video very well, but in the front of here, there's 4 hard drive bays. And you see all the connections to the front headphone microphone jacks. You can actually install 4 hard drives, each holding up to a terabyte, because that's what this motherboard supports. And this is where you can go and take your CD drives out. You can also take the front of this off, on the front with the tabs, and it hinges on, if you're looking at the front of the case, it hinges on the right, and it tabs on the left. So it almost acts like a bit of a door, and then you take the hinges off, and then you can actually take the front of this panel right here. I actually did that, and it was really gross. I had this computer for 4 years and I got it in 2009, and I haven't cleaned it in 4 years. I didn't realize how to do it. But now that I learned to take this thing apart, the front was just absolutely gross with so much dust. Okay, so, and you see here in the back, well, back to the back here, below that you see there's a Sound Blaster sound card, and there's a Sound Blaster X5 Stream Audio sound card, and is a video card a little bit above that, kind of cockeyed a little bit. That is a Radeon HD video card. This is what comes with this computer, and the motherboard also has the Realtek, your standard Realtek HD audio sound card, which is a great card. Sound Blaster, for whatever reason, has really screwed up their drivers, so the sound card is just, it really processes files kind of horribly. It's a great sound card, but I really wish they would have fixed their drivers, but yeah, that's them. Alright. So that's basically the inside of my computer. And then what we do is we just take this panel right here, and you can set this in my lap here, and what you can do is just take the panel right here, slide it back into place. Come on. It's a little fiddly here. Come on. And then you take the thumb screws and you stick them back on here. This one at the bottom. Alright. Get the other thumb screw here. And then we'll move the case back in its position where it belongs, under the table. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a heavy case. It's about 24 pounds. I don't know what that translates into kilograms. But there you go. That's the inside of my Dell Vostro 420 desktop. Hope you enjoyed it. So long.